Hello, my name is Jennifer Lozano. I work as a teacher in a private school in Funza. I am married and I have a little daughter. And in this moment, I am in 7th semester in UNAT. And in this moment, I'm going to talk about the role of the material designer in a language learning. Now, the first question says, what was the conception of the material development decades ago? Okay, firstly was the production of learning resources focuses in methods. After that, the teachers were awareness to methodologies and the material used for teaching the sides of understand the society changes and apply the right of day teaching materials. Then, the material development focuses in multiple intelligences, and finally was more reflective. According, the second question says, what does developing materials demand from teachers? Okay, the first one is achieve impact through novelty, variety, attractive presentation, and appealing content. So in this part, we need to use materials that increase motivation in learners, facilitate learning, and show them the real-world applicability. And the second demand from teachers is effectiveness in materials. Teachers must do all necessary that help to learners to feel self-confidence in apply the task proposed in them. Number 3 is material development. This requires the awareness of teachers with the social context, learner needs, and activities. That aspects, in my point of view, are the most important. And then number 4, we have develop awareness material. The material must be more awareness with their teaching practice. And the next one, the 5, provide opportunities for communicative purposes in a language, second language. It's important motivate students but complement the students' attempts and engage the shy students to understand that it exists different ways to do the task to achieve the objectives of the topic that we are teaching, right? So when we have a student that probably doesn't understand some topic, and I want to add the student doesn't want to study, we speak with the parents and give some advices. But what's going on with the good students that are applied, that like studying but some have some difficulties to understand? It's important complement the students' attempts all the time. And finally, the other demand from teachers is taking into account student different learning styles. Create a language learning atmosphere. Yes, thanks to it, I think is very important taking into account the following aspect. And is will maintain attention while learning, because if the above aspects are applied, for example, the student will feel an environment where he or she feels able to take risk, learn without thinking about the error, but will be more creative when learning and applying what he or she has learned. Now, let's go with the next question. The next question is very important and specifically, and says, what are the components of creating and adapting didactic learning materials? The first thing is understand that material development is a combination of artistic processes and reason. And I want to add didactics in the artistic process, because we know the technique process in a didactic way, but it's important to add that in the didactics process we need to use artistic processes. So according the chart that I have in this presentation, the first thing that we need to take into account component is needs assessment, then setting goals and objectives, and it's important to do it each class. Content, then selecting and developing materials and activities, and organizing content and activities, evaluation, and resources and constraints. For the next question, we have the following information, and is in your opinion, in my opinion, what is the principal role of the teacher when designing language learning materials? Okay, I think that our principal or main role when we are designing a language learning material is use the right tool or the correct tools to hold the class attention, motivate them, and give them the self-confidence to participate in an assertive and meaningful way. And I want to finish with the following quote that says, "The horizon to be focused on the English foreign language classroom should be set up clearly, aiming at satisfying students' needs and expectations through the development and implementation of learning materials." So this is the information. That's all the things that need to take into account to achieve that the students learn a second language or a foreign language. I think it is important the quote that says, "No is not enough." We need to apply different things, resources, and materials, and design materials, very important materials, that help or will help the learner to learn it in a meaningful way. Thank you so much.